So today's episode, we are going to talk about post-purchase stage. Quick question. Was there ever a time when you bought something and instantly regret it?
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of things I bought I regret immediately. I always wondered if the decision I made was correct or if I should just chosen a different product.
Yes, and we can find a way to alleviate anxious feeling in shopping decision we all splurge on by two typical rationales. So to explain that strategy, can you please tell me how you usually comfort yourself after a breakup?
Yeah, good question. Well, usually after a breakup, I kind of just believe I can find a better boyfriend because, my ex is not really that attractive, smart, and fun to be with.
It's not.
What about you?
Well, I tell myself the breakup is actually a blessing as it freed me to find a more suitable partner. But when it comes to a large purchase, it becomes more difficult to mentally write it off. Did you know that 64% of millennials has regret about buying their current home?
Wow, it's crazy. I mean, I had one and I regret it. So
That buyer's remorse may caused by various factors. Let's take a look at the last stages of consumer buying process. So, getting consumer to purchase and confirm an order is never the finish line. Building and sustaining consumer loyalty involves a long-term process. Sadly, the last stage is most often ignored by marketers. Here, take a look at those bunches of research.
Okay. Wow, it really seems like not just a matter of creating poor perceptions, it is also a missed opportunity. You know what? Maybe it's because maintaining the level of satisfaction requires too much effort and money, and buying has become overly complicated.
Yes, that's the truth.
Yeah.
We're facing overwhelming and conflicting message every day. We also have higher product uncertainty with purchasing online, which leads to higher product return rates. So I just found an interesting article that compares the post-purchase behavior between millennials and Gen Z. You want to listen?
Yeah, for sure.
So Gen Z on average process information faster than any other generation, which means you guys may quickly make decisions and regret the impulsive purchase. So you have the highest post-purchase engagement rate online.
Ah, I see. So I think because of the social constraints caused by COVID, I feel like we have an increased need to give and receive social validation through the online contact.
So if you link this finding to the final outcomes, the delighted Gen Z are more likely to repeat purchases, interact with the brand online, and spread positive word of mouth. But if they are dissatisfied, they will quickly switch brand or return the product in a
And I'll talk shit about you on the internet. Always tell everyone everything bad.
Now you understand why post-purchase marketing must not be ignored. So in the post-purchase stage, the most noticeable issue is cognitive dissonance. It's called the uncomfort feeling with dreadful internal uncertainty. So it's important to know that dissonance is definitely different from regret. With regret, you know you made the wrong decision and you wish you had chosen something else. Yeah, so we are more likely to experience the post-purchase dissonance after a more significant decision, also called high involvement purchases. And the likelihood to experience those feelings is based on the product permanence, the cost, the difficulty of you choosing between options, the importance, and the knowledge you have surrounding that product.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm more likely to judge the fairness of the exchange. See if the performance matches or exceeds the expectations, I'm satisfied. And if it's below the expectations, done.
Isn't that quite subjective? Depends on your unique reference point.
Yeah, for sure. It can be based on different external sources or past experience with similar offerings. And also, the external sources determine our perceived credibility. For example, when a product is recommended by a friend or an online strange reviewer, I naturally put more credit on it. But if I found out those consumer receives an incentive for submitting a review and the performance is below my expectation, then I will
talk more shit about it on the internet.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'm gonna deny that, so. Hey, we haven't mentioned the non-use and disposal of the product.
And in some cases, consumers initially use the product, but after a period of time, they fail to do so. Therefore, we should not consider a product purchased as the one being consumed because non-used products reflect the pain point and highly influence the repurchase pattern. So in general, non-use for Gen Z is basic because of the impulsive purchase, but what about an elder consumer, like a baby boomer? He or she may face with a very good product, but does not know how to use it. This is very likely to lead them to adopt a avoidance behavior, like keep it without using it.
Yeah, I just recall when I bought my grandma the first smartphone, I spent a week teaching her all the cool things she could do with it.
Yes, like marketers sometimes just assume they don't have technology capability, but the fact they are just lack support. So please search for guidance of golden rules for teaching smart seniors. Like all you need to do is patient, responsive, keep it simple, and repeat as many times as possible.
No need to thank me.
In the final session of today's episode, let's talk about what should marketer do to help manage the outcome in the post-purchase stage. Well, the first implication is to keep monitoring the entire consumer journey. Depending on whether you're selling a product or a service, you could choose either blueprinting or consumer journey map. So both visualization tool allows you to reflect those pain points consumer may encounter during the entire stage. Also, you should provide a satisfaction information system in a post-transaction service. For example, Volvo actually does a great job on this. They use AI and big data to predict when the car needs to service and what part needs to be replaced or repaired. So we will provide a channel for consumers to voice their concern and give feedback. By doing this, they can effectively recommend services or maintenance plan to their consumer so that no serious issue occur. The second implication is to provide post-service support that actually decrease the uncertainty. We usually say the money-back guarantee or cooling off period to make the decision a reversible one. For example, Costco offers a free 100 satisfaction guarantee policy. This allows their consumer to return any product they are no longer satisfied with for free with 90 days. To help you check whether your guarantee is actually effective, we provide this list. The third implication is the communication. The post-purchase is the stage where you can re-engage with your consumer and you don't want to lose that opportunity. So for this phase, email could be a good way to inform the consumer about the most relevant shopping information, and it even allows the company to further sell their product. Take a look at the email sent by Tracy. It has several good features and satisfy all the criteria. For example, they have thank you, useful tips, cross-sell, checking up, review request, and promo section. Okay, so in conclusion, all we want is satisfaction. So we already know that post-purchase is actually the beginning of another customer journey. And if you want to share your experience, your insight, please join the discussion in the following Q&A session. Thanks for your listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.